Welcome back to Neilson Guitars. I haven't done the sounding of the SG body yet. That's the point we're at when this video appears. Yeah, the SG body is going to be sounded a bit later, but I thought first of all do something a little bit fun. I've got the two new projects in a box. I thought I'd get them out and we'll have a look at them, and yeah, we'll see what they are. So there's going to be probably lots of wobbly cam today. Probably do it handheld, just so that I can make sure that you can see what I'm seeing rather than me pointing and the camera being on a tripod, not pointing directly at it. So yeah, let's get started. So they came from eBay, some sort of warehouse that is clearly getting rid of guitars. I got them, the two of them, for £40 with free delivery. Yeah, so it's not something I expect to make I don't expect to necessarily make a profit. What I'm possibly thinking was if I can get them working, possibly giving at least one of them away. See whether there's someone who wants to learn guitar, in a nearby school or something, who would benefit from having a guitar, assuming I actually manage to fix them up, of course. That's always a possibility that I might manage it. Right, so yes, let's get on with looking at these guitars. Okay, so welcome our special guest, Mr. Wobblycam. He is here. So I've already unpacked them, but I stuck them back in the box so that my daughter wouldn't touch them, because, I mean, yeah, you'll see in a minute why I probably don't want my daughter touching them. They're really well packed. First of all, can you see there's a bass guitar. So let's open this up. Yeah, really nicely packed. So it's an Encore bass. And now I'm going to show my lack of knowledge here. I can't remember whether that's a P or a J. Is that a J? I think that's a J bass. So let's get it on the table. So yes, you can see it came with a strap, which yeah, I'm kind of loath to touch. Proper scuzzy looking. Look at that down there. That's lovely. Yeah, let's just go up that. So yeah, there's things I noticed immediately. There's no strings. It's ding in the fretboard here. Let me zoom in there. So it's clearly knocked against something that's quite sharp. Graty edge, so it's clearly banged against something. So looking at this, it would probably benefit from having the frets taken off it and then re-radius the fretboard. I don't know what radius it is at the moment, but so you've got various chips and dings in the, what's this, Arctic white finish, Arctic white sort of colour. So I'm not sure whether I want to refinish this one. I'd quite like the practice of refinishing it. I can smell the mustiness. Pickups are kind of corroded. That's okay, that's to be expected. It might need new pickups anyway, I'm not even sure they work. So I'm solder seen, clearly. Stuff's all rusted there, you can see it's all rusty. We come up to the headstock. Tuner's a little bit loose. I'll have a look at that. So they're missing the bushings. Yeah, so they've clearly disappeared at some point in the past. There's a nut, but it's, sorry, I'm looking at it and not pointing you at it. So yeah, there's a nut and it's, yeah, black plastic, I think. But yeah, so I saw them and I thought, okay, well they're good for a restoration. Ooh, and then the back, yeah, just general scuffs and dings, a little bit rusty. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where. Let's see why that's loose. So that looks like it's just that screw is loose. That just needs tightening up. But yeah, we need those bushings. Yeah, so various dings and scratches. So it would be quite interesting. I think it would be quite interesting to see whether I can, what I can do with this neck. Just restoration wise, and see. So there's a big chip in the paint down here. Can you see that yet? So a big chip in the paint. So there's wood under there. So whether we can, strip this finish off. I haven't checked the straightness of the neck. The truss rod. Well, I'm assuming there's a truss rod, but I'm thinking it's in the annoying place, rather than being down here, because it's not. It's clearly not there. Yeah. So things are loose. Things are rusty. Going to need some new parts, I think. But yeah, it should be good fun to attack. Yeah, all the mechanism is here for these. I think yeah, they're all rusted, but and hopefully nothing a bit of wire won't sort. But yeah, so that will all need oiling and sorting out. But yeah, so for half of £40, 20 quid. Yeah, I'll try bringing the mini amp I've got down. We'll see whether we can get anything to happen with it. See whether it's got any noise coming out of it. Yeah, so there we go. So let me go and grab that amp. Bear with me. Okay, I have the amp. I've got some screwdrivers as well. Let's open it up as well. But right, so here we go. So what's it going to do? Let's grab a screwdriver. Okay. That's definitely making noise, right? So the pickup works, even though it's all corroded. Yeah, that's good news. Maybe the pickup is savable. I'm not sure how it's going to clean up. But yeah, so you know, it's all in all, it's a manky old guitar. We'll see what we can do with it. So I think I'll take this strap off it. I'll put you on the tripod now. Hopefully you can see, if I set you up to look over my shoulder, and we'll dismantle some of this, have a look under the pick guard, and yeah, we'll see what we can see. So bear with me. At this point here we had a bit of a microphone fail where the cable wasn't properly plugged in, so I'm going to record a voiceover for this. I'm sure I was telling all sorts of interesting tales as I did this, but I cannot remember any of them. I've just watched through the 12 minutes that are missing stuff, missing the voice, and I don't really have much to add beyond. There's a few points where I sort of point things out that I can tell you about, so I'll probably record bits of this and then I will skip between, we'll speed up and skip between sections. So at this point I'm just removing the pick guard. I remember saying about how I was worried, concerned about bugs in there. It seemed like this sort of grubby guitar that some sort of horrific spider would pop out of. Yeah, so we'll jump forward to where the pick guard actually comes off now. So at this point the pick guard is coming off. No spiders, no bugs, not too bad. It was reasonably clean in there. I think all the electrics are present and correct. Nothing too corroded. So at this point I just go ahead and test the sound, which I have a feeling I already did once. But we go ahead and test the sound and the volume and tone knobs. And everything seems good, so that's a really positive sign. Indicating here that I have found the truss rod. So the truss rod is in the kind of traditional old school Fender place at the heel of the neck, which is unfortunate because it's not very convenient to do a setup, but that's okay. Yeah, so now I'm going to remove the pickups, which are screwed into the base of the body of the guitar. I think I showed previously in this video, I think you see me sort of springing them up and down, so they are on springs and they're, everything's there. So this is yeah, it's all intact. Removing the bridge here, this first screw comes out okay. They were all very squeaky, but this one here, you'll see this just shears off. All of a sudden it becomes very free moving, so that one has snapped, the head snapped off and left the body of the screw in the guitar because it was so corroded. So yeah, we're going to have to try and dig that one out later on when it comes to replacing and putting the bridge back on. So I'm about to remove the neck here, and it turns out the neck was a really snug fit in the cavity. The pocket looks really solid. It's a really nice fit. I think I kind of hold the guitar up. I can't remember whether it's in this video or whether it's later on, or this part of the video, where I do almost hold the guitar up by the neck. So yeah, really nice fitting neck. These screws were very, I think one of them or three of them weren't rusty and one of them was, which is kind of strange. But yeah, they came out reasonably easily, and we got the neck off. Ah yeah, here we go. I think this is the bit where I'm removing the neck, and you can see I'm kind of giving it a real tug, because it is the very base of it. It is held on, and you can see here I just kind of hold it up a little. So it's a good snug fit there. There we go. That's the guitar hanging by that portion of the neck. So it does come out nicely, and that's yeah, that's really good to see. And at this point I have spotted a little shim of sandpaper, a little tiny piece of sandpaper in there, just to keep the neck angle right. So I need to just bear in mind that it did have a shim, and it's probably going to need a shim later on. So just coming up now, I'm gonna peel the piece of sandpaper out, and you can see here. Hopefully I'll show it to you. Here we go. If I get my fingernail under it, I will show you a little piece of sandpaper. There we go. I'm not sure how old this guitar is or how long that piece of sandpaper has been crushed under there, but we'll make it a proper full pocket shim at some point. To this point, just about to dismantle the tuners. Got some free bits of string. Look, here we go. Pulling off some free tiny tiny bits of bass guitar string, and there. The tuners come off really nicely. As I said, I think in the video before, we are missing some pieces. So those two bushings that on the higher strings are missing. So it makes the tuner's a bit wobbly, but that's okay. We can hopefully find replacements for those, or in worst case, we have to order new tuners. At this point here, I'm about to look back at the camera and see that there's nothing coming through on the microphone. So yeah, I'll hand you back over to me, the me who's actually doing the video in live. So there we go. I've just realised you haven't had any sound for all of that. So right, okay. Well, I'll have to put a voiceover on it, won't I? That's a shame. The microphone wasn't plugged in properly. How annoying. Oh well. Yeah, so voiceover required for that one. So last tuner coming off now. And there we go. So there's not too bad as things go. So we still need to remove that. Oh, it's coming out now. Is that going to move? Come on, let's get a bigger screwdriver. Beefier screwdriver out on it. There we go. Lift up. There we go. Okay. So we have a guitar in bits. All removable parts have been removed. Does the truss rod work? I don't know, I haven't got a hex key down here. Yeah, but it looks like this stuff is not too, yeah, it's just sort of scraping off, so that's good news. I don't know where the decal is, whether we'll keep that, or whether it's gonna, if I end up, doing some sort of refinish, then it'll end up going with it. Yeah. Does the neck look straight? Yeah, it looks reasonably straight. I'm not, my eye isn't massively trained. Sorry, you're seeing nothing here. I'm looking down the end of the neck just to try and see what I can see. And there's no obvious warping. So yeah, maybe it's time in whatever moisture-filled environment or dusty environment hasn't completely ruined it. So let me bring you in on that bit there. Show you this. So you're looking here. If you can see that. Sorry. So you can see there that the fret is munched. That's clearly taken some sort of hit, and the fretboard is dinged up there. So that's going to need. Yeah, that's why I suggest taking the frets off. I mean, the other frets as well, they're quite big frets, and you can see they're going to need finishing because they're flat. They're flat as pancakes on top. Yeah, so there's another view on that bit there, so you can see that ding there. But other than that, I mean, it's, it's a cheap guitar. Yeah. So we will proceed. I'll pack up all this stuff, and yeah, we can, so it made noise. When I do the voiceover, you'll hear that it made noise, but you won't hear what noise it made. And we have various bits and bobs attached. I guess those are going to need some serious help turning again. These bridge screws, they are bridge adjustment screws, height adjustment are, yeah, very sad looking. The screw head that is still, the screw body that's still in the guitar. So I mean, these were, rusty as anything. So clearly had time. Can you see that? Put my hand there. Yeah, rusty business. Then three of the neck screws were clear, and one of them wasn't. So I don't know whether those are new well, they look a bit rusted on the top. So I don't know whether they were new or whether they were, yeah. But, you know, it's a guitar. Yeah, seems reasonable enough. So yeah, I guess the first step is probably just to clean it up, just to give it a bit of a clean and see whether it throws anything out. So yeah, see whether it throws anything up that we can, that causes a change of opinion. But yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this new thing. Yeah, and getting something hopefully into a state where it can be played again is going to be quite satisfying. So there we go. Yes, so I've got to go and record a voiceover by the look of things. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. See ya. We're back with the Encore bass. Give it a bit of a clean up, bit of a spruce. Yeah, looks a bit cleaner now. Yeah, you can see the dings that are staying with us on the neck, but it's, you know, shinier. It's not quite as offensive to the eyes or the nose. Yeah, cleaned up quite nice. Still got all the chips and dings and things. So I mean, it will make a nice looking bass when it's reassembled. Yeah, so let's get that clipped in there. So yeah, you can see it in its finery. Yeah, there we are. Ooh, so yes, clean it up. So yeah, not quite so nasty looking, but lots of corrosion on the screws and things that I'm going to have to go through and figure out how to get rid of that. See if I can find the missing parts for the tuners or new tuners. Work out what to do with the fretboard. So looking at the frets, they are. Ooh, come on, come. Ugh. Looking at the frets, they are almost flat on top. But there are big chunks out of the fretboard where it's clearly had some use and some dings. So I would like practice in fret crowning and leveling. So what I will probably do is crown the frets and level them. Seems pointless. Take them out, fix the fretboard, tidy up all the sides and everything, make sure that's all nice looking. And then eventually put the frets back in again. So it's a good learning exercise. The guitar gets nice new frets. I don't think there's much wrong with these. There's very little wear in them, so I don't know how much this has been played. But there are, you know, that you can see whether places like this. Are you going to see that? It's probably very optimistic to make you see that. But you can see the dent where a string has, you know, been stamped into the guitar as it probably fell over. But the idea was to probably refinish this anyway, so stripping back everything, but I would quite like to practice, you know, fret leveling and crowning. So a good opportunity to, you know, learn how not to ding the fretboard up, how to get a decent result on the frets. Yeah, so that'll be something I do at some point, because I've only done one fret level and crown, and that was on the Les Paul that I built. So, well, I put together, so built, I assembled. So yes, that's a good exercise. I would like to strip the body off of this coat and refinish it, see what's under there. Wood-wise, I'm not opposed to this colour. I would quite happily put it back to Arctic white, maybe, if that's the colour. You know, we have a nice white pickguard that goes with it, so there's definitely no problem with those bits. Yeah. Something that goes nicely with this rosewood, ebony, whatever, dark fretboard, whatever wood dark fretboard. Yeah, so we shall see. I'm not sure whether the logo on the headstock will stay. Not that I want to remove it, but just because I don't know how the refinish, when I come to strip this back, how deep that logo is, whether there's any point in trying to save it. I suppose I could try and find someone who'll print me a logo. But I'm always kind of, I don't know, I'm opposed to adding manufacturers' logos to things when, and admittedly this would still be the same hardware, but it has been, you know, it would be refinished by me. So yeah, it's a bit of a grey area. Maybe it'd be better to restamp it with Neilson. But is that also kind of taking credit for someone's work? I don't know. Difficult one. Maybe just leave it blank out of respect for all parties. But yeah. So there we have it. That's the cleaned up Encore. Oh, and what did I say? I think I called it Did I call it jazz bass? It's a P bass. I've been looking on the interwebs this morning. P bass. It's a precision bass. So yeah, I don't know whether I can't remember whether I got that wrong in the video. Probably. So there we have it. There's a few things. Yeah, I haven't even got a scale length ruler for. Sorry, a notch straight edge for a bass guitar. So I can't check the neck straightness right now. Accurately check it. But yeah, certainly doesn't look. It's not a banana or anything. But yeah, I should probably check whether the truss rod does anything, whether it engages. There's definitely a hex key down there, so it's not like we've lost the nut. Yeah, so the biggest concern when doing the fretboard will probably be some gouges up here at the fourth, just before the fourth fret. General string dents where it's been hit, and then this big ding here that I showed on the video. Yeah, how that one comes out, whether that one is so deep that it would need some dust in there, I'm not sure. That's one for figuring out. So it was interesting because I was curious as to what I should do on the side of the SG in terms of gloss finish and where it ends. And so it definitely looks like on this one they have sprayed gloss on the right up to the edge. So it's on the side of the fretboard, but not then on the face of it, which is it's good to confirm, because I didn't know what I was going to do, because you'd be left with a ridge, wouldn't you? I suppose that's why they do it. You'd be left with a ridge between the light wood and the dark wood. Yeah, so there we have it. So yes, I'll stop blabbering now. Lots to do on that one. But yeah, it's probably going to be paused for a bit, just because I need to get hold of some bits and bobs to move forward with it. So for doing the refretting, so 12-inch radius. I was able to check that earlier. Yeah. I need to check the scale length as well, just make sure it's a what is it? The P base is I think 34. So I just need to do a measurement there, make sure that it is 34. I assume they would do it as a clone. Yeah. I'd be interested to see how accurate this pick guard matches Fender pick guards as well, whether it's a complete sort of knockoff pick guard, and whether it could be replaced with another, because it frees up, if you can just buy a P bass pick guard and it just slots in nicely, then that would be handy for being able to change the colours. Yeah, so there we go. I will sign off this video here, so expect more on the Encore P bass at some point in the future. So thanks for watching.